your girl Jay, and welcome to Weekly Roundup, a show where I talk about the hottest topics in K-pop. Where today, no, they aren't dating, clearly. So K-pop Twitter went crazy this week when a K-pop Twitter fan revealed that they had some tea to spill about the K-pop world. This tea being that BTS member Jimin and K-pop singer Shannon Williams were dating. Now this went to a bunch of people going crazy and doing messy things per usual as what happens when somebody's revealed or rumored to be dating, including harassing an Instagram user that was said to be Shannon's private account. Now the thing that I thought was so crazy about this was that it was almost like people really just wanted to believe they were dating because, in my opinion, the evidence just was not there. You have some random pictures, you have some random person spreading this rumor, so I just don't understand why it went so crazy and why so many people were believing it. In fact, I wasn't even going to talk about this story until Shannon Williams herself decided to step in and address the issue at hand. Shannon took to her Instagram to express her frustration, saying, "Oh my god, do you guys need to find better things to do? There's a fine line between having fun and shipping, etc., and pretending to be someone while causing problematic rumors and actually getting into some illegal business. See, I was going to let it go, but all of the things you are saying to each other are just plain cruel. Please have some respect for one another and stop telling people to kill themselves. And no, we are not dating." To be honest, that should not be anyone's concern just in general. And this doesn't just apply to me, but it applies to everyone else. I haven't talked to anyone and the Instagram account is not me, but please leave her alone now. And there's much more, of course, as always guys, I'll link you to the rest of her statement, but just everything about this was messy. So just because somebody says that this is Shannon Williams and this person is dating Jimin, you go and harass her? Like sometimes I'm just like, wait, logic, where is it? Is it there? Where's the logic? Where is it? And not saying that celebrities deserve to be harassed, but the fact that this ended up not even having any attachment to Shannon herself, so people were just harassing some random girl, makes this all the more insane. I guess at the end of the day, I think it's really cool that even though she didn't have to and this rumor was ridiculous, on behalf of the girl, Shannon did decide to step up and address the rumors. But I don't know, like it just seems like rumors always spread on K-pop Twitter, and I just feel like by now we all should know that like don't believe it unless there's proof and receipts. Moving on, so a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about this, and I think this is going to be my last story of this episode just because I have a lot to say. But as many of you probably know, this week GOT7 member Bam Bam was in quite the controversy when he was caught using the N-word on Snapchat. Now before I go on about the issue, I do want to say he did in fact apologize, leaving a comment on his Instagram saying, "I want to say I'm sorry for what I have done, and I know this is my mistake. I don't want to stay quiet like this. I'll do something when I get back from Korea, I promise. I'm sorry for making a lot of you guys upset. This is my fault. I'm sorry." Now, before this whole thing happened, there was a lot of controversy between whether Bam Bam was in the wrong, whether people deserve to be offended, and whether some fans are blowing this whole issue out of proportion. So first I want to preface this by saying yes, people telling him to die, people giving him death threats, people harassing him in general over this issue are very much in the wrong. While I do think he did wrong the situation, which I'll talk about in a bit, I think harassing anyone in that way is not going to solve anything. So over the top types of things like that, I am not for that. But I also have to say, I feel like in the K-pop fandom, unfortunately we have a lot of trolls and a lot of just haters and antis in general. And I mention that because I think a lot of the times when there's actually a serious situation in which some idol is being criticized, there's always this group of people who are just plain antis of whoever's being criticized, and whether they actually care about the issue at hand or not is irrelevant to them because all they see it as, oh, this is a chance to drag GOT7's Bam Bam. And GOT7, I would say that they're one of the least controversial groups, so if you're an anti of them, you don't get to drag them a lot. And I think that ends with a situation where people who aren't in it for the right reasons, aren't really offended by it at all, just want a chance to drag down somebody, kind of take the face of issues like this, and they become the face of the criticism. And I don't really think that's fair, because what happens then is everyone's looking at the minority that's telling Bam Bam to kill himself, telling Bam Bam to die, telling Bam Bam that they're gonna kill him, and takes that that as the face of an argument and uses that to nullify or write off anybody who actually has legitimate criticism for him and the issue at hand. And I don't think that's fair. While those people need to be shut up and shut down, I don't think it's fair to write off the whole issue. And I feel like what makes me kind of frustrated is that when a situation happens like this, like, everyone kind of like demonizes people who are offended and assumes that they are the ones that are yelling, are the ones that are being angry, are the ones that are saying the death threats. And I mean, when stuff happens like this, my first instinct is not to be angry and to hate them, blah blah. I just get disappointed and I'm hurt because somebody you know spend so much time on and love so much is doing something to hurt you. And you know, whether it's intentional or not, I feel like, yes, intent is important, but that doesn't stop you from being hurt. If somebody accidentally punches you in the back, it's still gonna hurt. Even if they did it on an accident, that doesn't just take the pain away. So it's a situation where all of a sudden you're deemed as this angry black K-pop fan, and all you're trying to do is get your point across that something that this K-pop idol did hurt you. Now, I feel like it's really weird because you had a situation where a lot of people who are protective over Bam Bam were saying that the people who are offended need to get over it, don't deserve to be offended, it's not a big deal because the word is used a lot in music and among black people, and I think that's bull crap. I'm just gonna say that's bull crap. And I said this on Twitter, so if you probably already heard this, but I think it's hugely insensitive to tell somebody what they can and can't be offended by because you're not in their walks of life. You don't know what they've been through, you don't know what triggers them, you don't know why this word is offensive to them. So just because you don't want your fave to be criticized, to tell people they need to get over it is probably one of the rudest things ever. So if you were one of those people that were doing that, you really need to check yourself. Am I saying that you have to be offended? No. Am I even saying that all black people around the world were offended at him doing this? No. But for you to act like somebody's feelings on the situation aren't legitimate because you're not hurt by it, basically you're saying the only person's feelings who matter in this situation are your own. Now, Bam Bam, he's 19, very young, but he's of age. He can make his own decisions. He can face legitimate criticism. And I feel like a lot of times in the K-pop world, if you have any type of criticism for somebody, you're automatically written off as a hater. And I feel like we really need to move away from that because it's not really helping anything. At the end of the day, what Bam Bam said was wrong. And whether he knew what he was doing, knew what he was saying, knows the history of the word or not, is regardless, because if we don't criticize him and call him out on it, he'll never know why it was wrong or why he shouldn't be saying it, and then he'll do it again and he'll offend those same people. So that's why I don't understand when people just say we should leave it alone and we should just leave the whole situation alone, because if we don't let him know that it's bad and it's hurting people, he'll just do it again and he'll never know. And even now, I think the only reason he even gave a response is because it did blow up into a big issue. And now we have a situation where he promised he's not gonna say it again and he apologized. Overall, I'm really happy that the message did eventually get to him and he did end up apologizing. So like I said, that was a pretty long story, but I hope I got my word across and I hope I got my feelings across. And now that I've given my 2 cents, of course, guys, as always, I want you to give yours. What did you feel about the Bam Bam situation? Did you think people were being too hard on him and what he said wasn't wrong and he shouldn't have had to apologize? Or do you think it was a good thing that this thing blew up to the point where he got the message and he addressed the situation? Did you actually believe Jimin and Shannon were dating? And what do you do when you come across K-pop rumors? Let me know down below. And some of you guys asked if I can do a type of Q&A soon. So I'm gonna ask you in this video down below, leave me questions that you want me to answer about anything, about my channel, about K-pop, about my favorite K-pop groups. And when I get enough, I will make a Q&A video. That's it for now. See you next time on Weekly Wrap Up. Bye.